EIGRP passive interface. Passive interface is one layer of security for EIGRP. There is a authentication and there is a method that you can use security on top of EIGRP, but passive interface is the simplest way of securing EIGRP. What you can do is, the idea is you can form a neighbor relationship on this interface but nothing else. No other interface on this router will ever form neighbor relationship with this other routers. Yeah, so R1 will never form a neighbor relationship with R5, and it's actually a kind of smart way of securing your routing topology. So if we go to R4 now and issue that command, all the neighbor relationship that R4 have with, let's say, R5 and 1, 2 and 3 and 2 will be dead. Yeah, then we can allow to form a neighbor relationship on this side and not form a neighbor relationship on this side. And that is the actual Cisco recommendation. What they will tell you is exactly do it this way. And even in the exam, I mean, this is tricky, so you need to read the scenario that they give you and you need to follow it. So here is how you do it. If you go to R4 now, let's console in R4. Actually, this is continuation from the last lab, so you don't need to build this topology. This topology you already know, you already used it a couple of times. This is the topology that we built in the beginning of EIGRP labs, so it's just continuation. I'm in R4, so let me just clear the screen so we will have more space to work with. Terminal, so yeah, I was here. So config T, we are in a global configuration mode, so let's go to router mode. So router EIGRP 100, that's our autonomous system. And what I will do is passive interface. If you use the sensitive help, that will confuse you, that's a lot. So if you go down and look at the bottom, I mean, it's not alphabetical, it is alphabetical order, but for some reason they put that one to the bottom, so it's weird. Let's go to default and it will, yeah, all the neighbor relationship will be down, you see, down. So what I will do is I will tell R4 form neighbor relationship on this side but not on this side. Yeah, so this is how I do it. I will say no passive interface, and I will tell the interface that I want to form a neighbor relationship, which is 0/0, and it will form a neighbor relationship. You see, so it formed neighbor relationship with R1, 2 and 3, but it will never form a neighbor relationship with R5. If you go to R4, you will never see all these routes. Yeah, this route you will see as a local and connect because you are physically connected to it, but you will not see anything behind here. Okay, so let's go and confirm it. If we go to privilege mode and show IB route, you see, you can see all the other routes, but you will never see anything that's from R5. Okay, so if you go to R5 now, R5 is a bit confused because, I mean, yeah, that has been terminated. I mean, the neighbor relationship is down. Show IB route. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, the routing table of R5 is boring now because all it knows is connected routes and local routes. If you look at it before, it had dynamic routes. It could reach R2, it could reach R1, but now if I try to ping what I pinged before, remember one of the labs I pinged from, no, of course I can ping that, but let me ping 12 to 12. Yeah, I won't be able to because R5 does not know, it's not part of this autonomous system because of that passive interface. So what we will do is we will issue the passive interface here and we will say, okay, allow R5 to be a part of the family, and yeah, okay. Let's go and do that. We are in R4 now. Go into global configuration mode. Inside the router mode, EIGRP 100, and no passive interface gigabit 0/ you guessed it 1, and it will form a neighbor relationship. You see, so it's actually a way of controlling even who you form a neighbor relationship with. So if you are configuring any EIGRP or any routing protocol according to Cisco, you should start with this. Always, once you write down the autonomous system, you should enable passive interface default, and enter. Then you can say, okay, I want to form a neighbor relationship with R3, but not R5, yeah. And you want to form a neighbor relationship with all the other routers that's connected R4 on this interface, yeah. So that's all the verification we need. Thanks for watching.